Okay, buckle up, because today we've got three stories that are going to make your blood absolutely boil. First up, a dad oversleeps by 1 single hour and his wife declares war over the entire weekend. Then, a woman is so done being her husband's mom that she straight up lets the house rot to prove a point. And finally, a couple turns a daycare pickup into a full-blown standoff while their little girl is the one left waiting. Who's right? Who's wrong? Oh, you're not ready for what these people did. First up, a working dad accidentally sleeps in for 1 hour and somehow ignites a full weekend revenge plot from his wife. For context, I'm a 30 male and my wife is 28 female. We have a child who is 3. She is a stay-at-home mom and I work full-time during the day. Our typical day goes as follows. My son wakes up around 6 a.m., so I'll wake up with him and let mom sleep until I have to leave for work at 7:30. I'm at work till 5 p.m., and she's with him during the day while I'm at work then. When I get off at 5 p.m., they'll have him from 5 to 9 p.m. bedtime, where we usually will go to a friend's house, the park, etc., anything to get him out of the house and keep busy. Then he'll normally do dinner for all of us in the bedtime routine. Now getting to today, I accidentally slept in an extra hour after my son woke up, and my wife was incredibly frustrated. I slept through all the noise. She didn't say a word, and when I said good morning before work, she reminded me that now she's going to be with him all day, tired and good luck to sleeping in this weekend as she has now claimed both days to sleep in. Am I the asshole here? I really feel like I am, because we typically have this routine, and I'm sure she relies on that extra hour. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, being a stay-at-home mom can be stressful, but you work too and deserve time off. You also parent in the morning and evenings, so she can relax after being a mom all day. Another commenter said, when it was accidental, and OP definitely feels regretful. 2 OP is already working his butt off. He deserves the sleep. Needs it in this case so badly that he overslept. Sounds like a little bit of lack of empathy from his partner. It was an accident, people. The man works all day, runs the evenings, and cooks dinner, and he oversleeps one time and gets the whole weekend taken away as punishment? The community said it loud and clear, and so will I. This dad is not the asshole. Not the asshole. So what do you guys think? Was this person the asshole? Drop your verdict in the comments below. Next up, a woman who's been carrying her entire marriage on her back finally decides to drop the rope and let everything fall apart. I, 28 female, have been married to my husband, 27 male, for a few years. 3 years ago, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I have been incredibly supportive, and clinically, he is doing fine. He holds down a decent-paying job, but I earn more than him. About a year ago, we bought our first home. The problem is that my husband is incredibly passive and lazy, and he uses his diagnosis as a shield. He goes to work, comes home, and then obsessively plays video games for hours. That is it. He does not clean unless I explicitly nag him. He cannot cook, and he has no passion for anything outside of his screen. I recently realized I have completely taken on the role of his mother. I handle the yard work, the cooking, the cleaning, and the mental load. When we bought our house, I did 100% of the work, met the realtor, filled out the paperwork, planned everything. He just showed up. It's so bad that when his brother recently asked him a basic question about the home buying process, my husband had literally no idea how we even did it. Lately, he has been obsessively insisting that we have kids. I strongly want children, but I have firmly refused to have them with him. If we have a baby, I know I'll be stuck being pregnant, making every adult decision, working my long hours with a 1-hour commute, and doing all the childcare while he plays games. To give him a chance to prove he could step up, I gave him 2 challenges. I asked him to help with some weeding on his day off this week, Friday through Sunday. The weekend is over. He didn't touch the yard and just played games. I told him he was responsible for cooking for 1 month to show he can contribute. We are in week 2, and he hasn't cooked a single thing. Because of this, I've completely stopped caring and dropped the rope. I started cooking only small portions for myself and refused to share with him. I left the yard work. The kitchen is a mess, and the house is starting to stink. He finally put a few dishes in the dishwasher tonight, but I feel entirely checked out. I refuse to remind an adult of his basic duties anymore. I feel massive resentment. I felt guilty because he supported us financially for 2 years while I was a full-time student. But back then, the dynamic was fair. He worked, and I handled the schooling and 100% of the housework. Now, I work long hours, make $30,000 plus more than him, and I'm still expected to do everything. Even for my birthday, after telling him exactly what I like, flower/spa gifts, he waited until the last minute and bought me an $8 tiny bottle of Jergens lotion from Walmart. I feel like I'm raising a child, not living with a partner. I want out. Am I the asshole for giving up, letting the house go to mess, and refusing to have children with him? Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "You don't have to stay with him and suffer for the rest of your life." Another commenter said, "A partner should make your life easier sometimes too, not just add responsibilities." This one's messy, and the community was split on whether letting the house ROD is the move. But on the big question, they were basically unanimous. She gave him challenges, she gave him chances, and he chose the controller every single time. Nobody is obligated to mother a grown adult forever. The jury's still out on this one. If you're enjoying these stories so far, remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. And finally, a dad and his wife turn a simple daycare pickup into a blame game while their toddler sits there waiting to go home. So, my daughter is in nursery 8 to 5 p.m. on Thursday. The nursery closes at 6 p.m., so they allow some slack until 6 p.m. due to traffic, etc. On Thursdays, I finish work between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m., depending on what I have on. Sometimes I'm free enough to text. My wife was OFF work that day. She texted me at about 4 p.m. to pick up our daughter, but I was very busy at work, so I didn't even get a chance to read the message until I finished at 6 p.m. She called me at 6 p.m. asking me if I'm on my way to pick up our daughter. I'm baffled because she's off work. She has all the time in the world. She's now getting at me for not reading my messages because she was out food shopping at 5 p.m. I ended up getting my daughter at 6:30 p.m. Obviously, the nursery wasn't happy, understandably so. But am I in the wrong here? I was working, my wife was not. She should have just gone when she realized I wasn't reading the messages. Am I the asshole? Edit. Forgot to mention. We made an agreement that the parent off work does pickups, so it takes pressure of the working parent, which is why she texted and asked me to do the pickup. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "Am I the only one who thinks the wife should have called the nursery to confirm whether the child was picked up or not once she realized the husband wasn't responding?" Opie, I'm actually baffled at some of these comments. Another commenter said, "I do not understand these comments at all. She was supposed to pick up their kid. She decided to go grocery shopping instead. Let me get this straight. She was OFF work. The deal was that the free parent does pickups, and instead of grabbing their daughter, she went grocery shopping and gambled on him reading a text he never saw. The community sided with the dad. And honestly, so do I. This man is not the asshole. Not the asshole." If you want to hear stories from different subreddits, let me know down in the comments. And that's a wrap on today's batch of absolute chaos. But I want to hear from you. Were these people justified, or did they cross the line? Drop your verdicts in the comments, because I read every single one, and the takes you guys have are honestly better than the stories. If you made it this far, you're my kind of people. I've got a fresh pile of even more unhinged stories coming your way, so stick around. I'll catch you in the next one.